Okay, folks, we're back again. Hopefully do the next iteration of this. Of La Troca. Oh, the stickum stuck to that. Huh. There we go. We need to use a much smaller stickum for that. Something that more along the lines of something like this. There we go. Then we can go ahead and just paint it on here. All right, let's go ahead and bring this this weapon system, this treated like a bazooka in the game, up more. Yellow olive? Yeah, yellow olive is what this color is called. A military green type color. I don't want to make this thing red or just metal color. Welcome, Dakota Nance. That Nancy from Dakota? That would make sense. No, I don't. I do play other stuff, but not that one. What did I download that was just free? I think what it's called. I think it's called World War Z. So it was free. I figured I'd screw around with it. Fast zombies. I'm not a big zombie gamer, but you played Fortnite and just not wanting to listen to the jargon, huh? I played it when the demo came out, and they made it sound like it was, I've said this before, they made it sound like it was some zombie game where everybody was cooperative and just in a cartoon style, and then that was not the case, you know? Why is that game so popular? You know, I don't like the whole restricting the size of it, and then, you know, building a Lego thing up into the sky is a little too, like, not really for me, you know? Has zombie modes also? Okay. I've only seen people play like the standard one where it's person against person. And I don't really care for the whole building crap. You know, you're building something into the sky. It's like, you know, what's that supposed to be? I guess I want some form of realism on there. I don't really play against other people anymore. I like cooperative. I don't listen to anybody, you know. I was playing something the other day, and actually I had the microphone on, and it was like somebody actually talks, because I just don't encounter people that even talk anymore. You know, which is fine, but you don't like the Lego mode. Okay. I thought that was the standard. See, I don't know anything about it. I played it. I don't know, what was it, 7 or 8 years when it came out, and it's like there's going to be like a zombie game cooperative. I'm like, all right, I can get into that, right? Because the zombies look kind of cute. I don't necessarily dislike the way the art is done in it, and it's like there's no way to play that. Right? I just didn't look into it long enough to mess around with that. But yeah, the Lego mode is ridiculous. You know, the hunting other people down, I get it. You know, I've done that lots and 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 times before. You know, I'm not really good. I'm not really bad. I'm somewhere in the middle. You know, but I'm kind of done with first-person shooters. I've done so many of them. Started back when it was Wolfenstein, 3D Wolfenstein, and then what did we have? Doom, Heretic, Hexen. I think there was one called Blood also. You don't like buildings, I'm playing the Zero Build. Didn't know that. Didn't know there was different play modes. Color me ignorant. I'm sorry. I had no idea. I don't like the size of the board being reduced. It's just, I find it extremely stressful. You know, I don't like being rushed in a game. Like I have plenty of that in my. I get paid to be rushed enough. So, but you know, you guys are living in a golden age where there's all kinds of stuff that's available that, and free stuff. Like, you know, there's stuff that I play like World of Warships and stuff like that. It's free. You can pay money for it, but I just do a couple different things a day, and that's about it. All right, the front headlights, we've got these little turn signal indicators up here. They're going to be an orange. And then we'll have to take a look at the back and see exactly what the back of an F-150 looks like. Oh, it also has first person. Okay, I guess I've only seen people play in third person and in the Lego mode. And if you look at that, that's not very appealing to me. I'm sure it is to somebody, you know. I like stuff like, what is it, Grand Theft Auto, but with better controls. Because the controls on Grand Theft Auto are just quirky. Really, really quirky. And they've always been that way. Okay, that looks pretty good in there. All right, and then the headlamps, the front headlamps, we're going to do that dark gray, so let's get a little bit of white on here. You're from India. Hello, bro. I'm Zenitsu Kamado. I'm a streamer on your other YouTube account. Excellent. Well, I'm just, you know, I'm doing this to keep company. You know, I love doing this, but this is boring. Unless I'm doing some kind of interaction. We're just painting Hot Wheels cars here for this game called Gaslands, which is a tabletop game. Is it like Warhammer? And only that you use dice in this tabletop. That's the only similarity there is. Not even price point. This is a super cheap game. Super cheap game. When we're building cars, we take Hot Wheels and we put rockets on them and stuff like that. Let's see if that's close enough. I gotta wait like 20 minutes for it to catch up. Let's see how I did. So this is from my Mexican lowrider team. Got some rockets and a ram on them. It's fun. It's cheap. Makes you go look at toy cars at Walmart or Target or anything like that. You find something you like, it costs $1. Bam, done. What are you streaming on your other channel? What's your main streaming thing? I don't stream any games. Have I? Not in a long time. Not really. There is one game I would I've thought about streaming, but it's just they don't make it easy for you to stream. You can't stream directly on YouTube, and I don't really use Twitch. I don't watch. It doesn't make sense to switch to stream on a platform you don't watch yourself. You know what I mean? So you get so many subscribers. Why do people sit there and? Why do people just sit there and watch other people play video games? I don't. I mean, I have only because I want to know, like, maybe there's something I was interested in seeing. I want to see the gameplay of it. That's the only reason I'd watch it. But yeah, there's this one zombie game called State of Decay. It's available for PC and Xbox. That's what I have, an Xbox. Well, I have the original one and the 360 and the one and the whatever the newest one is called, X, or who knows what the hell it is. You keep changing the names on all this stuff. So we've got kind of a mid-gray for the headlamps. Now, the headlamps, what I like to do is there's a bulb that's in there, and it's not right on the surface. So I'm going to put a little semicircle. We'll put a little dot on it, and that's how we're going to make this headlamp appear. And that seems to work all right for me. I like how it turns out. I've done several vehicles that way. I've done many vehicles that way. So we're going to paint a little semicircle here. The other account has 1 million subscribers. Well, that's great. Are you a girl? Because you'd have even more subscribers if you're a girl. So I've heard. Hey, who cares as long as you're not doing anything indecent, right? All right, we're going to put a little semicircle here. I don't do stuff for subscribers. I just do my thing, and if it appeals to people, that's good. If not, I'm getting my hobby done, No, I don't have a PS5. Way back in the day, I wanted to get one console system, and the Xbox system won out for me. They just had games that, and I'm a big Sony fan, or I was a big Sony fan back when I made this decision, but the Xbox just seemed to have games that I liked more. So, if they weren't exclusives, and I think now they probably have less exclusives than they used to. They used to have a lot of exclusives, like, oh, you want to play this game? Well, it's only available on this console. You want to play this game? It's only available on this console. You already have a golden play button. That's great. I do my thing, but I don't really do anything for subscribers, like to get subscribers and stuff like that. I watch I watch several of those videos where it's like how to get more subscribers. And basically what everybody tells you is, look, don't go looking for subscribers. Do what you do, be consistent. And people will show up. I'm not like actively looking for subscribers. I'm just kind of doing what I'm doing, and there we go. There's the little headlamps. Now I should be able to see if I do this correctly. I should be able to unconnect this. I'm not a tech person, and then bring you guys in so you can see. Let's get this focused in. There we go. Let's get some light on there. That's what we're doing. Almost like a little happy face, but with only one dot instead of two. A lot of these Hot Wheels have really good details on them. They just decided to not paint them on there for some reason. They're not necessarily, the paint department just decided they don't want to have anything to do with that. The sculptor went and sculpted them on there, but. So we're going to put some fog lights down here. We're going to put the little Ford logo in blue and do some white stuff in the middle, like there's some kind of script there. Let's see if we can put this right back where it was or close to it. I don't have a producer, so I'm kind of soloing it. Let's see how close we got. Might have to turn a little bit more. A little bit more. Just a little bit of a delay there. All right, so let's go ahead and get the blue for the Ford logo. Something like this. Yeah, I do what I do because if you start doing things for the purpose of getting more viewers and you don't get more viewers, I find that it's like it's wasted time. Like I'm going to do what I do anyways, and if it appeals to people, good. And if it doesn't appeal to people, well, this is what I need to do anyways. But if you start doing stuff because somebody asks you to do something and you don't get the viewership that you feel like you're going to do, it's kind of disappointing. So my hobby really is doing this, not really filming things. Um, let's put more of this. I don't think there's a Ford logo on the back, at least cast into the vehicle on this one. Okay, there's the little logo per se. All right, fog lights. I happen to like doing yellow fog lights. I'm going to go ahead and use this. No, we'll use this one. My car has a yellow fog lights. I'm putting yellow fog lights on this thing. I don't have a truck. I don't have four either, but I think the yellow fog lights look nice. Just using craft paint. A little bit of yellow there. I know it doesn't cover great. Doesn't matter. It's a tiny little area. Anyways, I thought, I could probably stream some State of Decay, but I'm like, anybody can play video games. I'm never going to be the best video game player. I'm good enough, but where's my empty water? Here we go. This was all red, so what we did is we dropped some black in there, painted the back of it black. Yeah, this closing mechanism on this stuff is annoying. You always end up clipping some of the paint on it. But I don't worry about that whole, well, what if somebody only watches it for 5 seconds? So what if somebody only watches it for 20 or whatever? I mean, I'm just as guilty as anybody else. I'm surfing around. I see something I think I like, watch for a little bit, realize I don't really like it. Nothing against whoever the creator is. It's just, we all have limited time to do things on. Not necessarily attention span, because I really like the people that do the die-cast racing stuff. That's pretty cool. It's a lot of work doing that. Well, that looks pretty good. And then is the blue dry? Kind of. Let's go in a really small, thin paintbrush. We have a lot of confidence in. Wet this a little bit. And then we're just going to do stuff on it that looks like something's written on the blue, in the center of the blue. Okay. And then the back, we need to look at what the back of the Ford F-150. I believe it's got like 3 notches. And I believe the bottom one is going to be either orange or white for the backup lights. Let's go on the computer here and see what we got. Ford F-150 2002 rear images. Interesting. That's not that at all. It looks like the backup light's at the top. And it's like a center. Interesting. Just a little circle here. Okay, so let's flip this to the back. And it's at the top of the top one. Okay, I'll leave that on that page. You guys even heard of Gaslands? It's not my rule set. I don't have to promote it. This happens to be what I'm playing right now. Actually, I'm more into building the cars than playing a game. Not that the game's bad or anything. I'm just saying that, you know, anybody can play a game. I want to get a red that doesn't look exactly the same color as the body style. Sometimes it's a little bit of a challenge. That's going to be really close. Maybe this flat one is a little bit probably the closest one. Let's put a little dab of it here. Put the orange away. Get a little bit of this black here. Yeah, I had to leave this morning to go take my car to get, it wouldn't start. And come to find out, I had a bad battery. It didn't sound like it. It sounded like it was the starter, just the battery. So couldn't even get it cranked. I had to get AAA to come over here and they replaced the battery. So it was a little bit more than I would have wanted to pay for it, but it's done. And we can't do that kind of stuff Monday through Friday. We're too busy. Just too busy with work stuff. I ended up having a doctor visit, not at my normal time this last week. Normal time I would do be first thing in the morning, because what happens is everybody seems to be, you know, running late. And if you get an appointment towards the end of the day, it could be off by like an hour and a half. It could be off by a lot. So I went and I needed to get something done as sooner rather than later. And I'm like, oh, I'll take whatever time you have. And they gave me a 2 o'clock, and I waited 45 minutes to get in. I was there like 15 minutes early and waited 45 minutes. So I'm out in the lobby surfing eBay or whatever the hell I was doing. And the doctor's office is full of like really old people. And I have nothing against old people. But it was like, I mean, I've been to that doctor's office many times. A dermatologist, actually, not really a doctor. And it was just chock full of folks that just were acting like 3 times older than I was. They weren't even double my age, but they were acting like 3 times older, just like, you know. I was like, wow, this is a totally different demographic than what I'm used to in and out in the morning. All right, so we're only going to do half of this light, and we're going to leave the other one like that because we're actually going to put the little white circle there to signify the brake light. I like doing this kind of stuff. Is it anal? Is it kind of anal? Yeah, it is, but I enjoy this kind of stuff. And I can't see what's going on here. What's going on here, folks? Yeah, this setup, I just don't want you guys to keep seeing things in reverse. It's annoying. I wouldn't want to see something in reverse. Yeah, everybody's already doing their stuff again. It's probably going to be a low count session, but that's all right. Even if it's just a few, you guys, it helps me stay on track. All right, we're going to touch the rear lights here now. Bring them up a little bit more. Think of all the stuff that I painted, I'm probably enjoying this the most. Because I got freedom to pretty much do whatever the hell I want. The stuff is the die-cast cars are basically available in any store, almost any store, and it just allows you to go in the store and look for stuff, even if you don't buy anything. Like, oh, let me see what kind of cars they have here. It's kind of cool. And to think I could have been doing this for years. All right, we already have yellow. That's good. I'm going to take this right here, and we've already gone the core color, I think. Maybe not. Nope, we had not. A little bit of yellow is lightening it up. And a little bit of white. And once we get this thing done, I've got several of these. I think I have all of these to clear coat. All these are ready to clear coat. So we're going to need to do that before we handle them and the weathering comes off of them and stuff like that. We don't want to do all that. All right. Looking pretty good. I'm going to use little boy's room. I'll be right back in a second. And we'll continue doing, what's next? Probably the black lining. They're probably doing the black lining. It's going to make a big difference, especially with these graphics on the door. It's kind of hard to tell that it has all that stuff on here. But we'll be right back and we'll do that. Be back in Jeff, folks. Okay, I got more people watching when the screen's off than when it's on. Because I have that effect on people. I like watching your show when you're not playing it. What? All right. The most magical part of all of this, and I think probably the part that a lot of people don't do. I mean, if you do anything, definitely do this. And that is we're going to grab some dark tone. That's what it's called. And we're going to do pin washing, kind of. I don't know if it's much of washing, but it is. And some water, so we can cut it down however we need to. All right. I like to start with the door frames. It's one of the things that needs to pop out the most. So when you're looking at this 3 feet away, you can actually tell a difference. Now, before we did any of this, we gave this thing a flat coat over it. And that is just so you've got something for this wash to adhere to. If you don't do that, it's a little too smooth and it doesn't grab as well. I saw a guy that was doing, I don't remember what his YouTube channel is, but he does like a lot of like fix-its on these stuff. Like he'll either refurbish something that's an older car, that's damaged, it's all rusty, that needs some love, so to speak. And then he'll also enhance it. Like I remember him saying he had made the side mirrors here. Like the real truck would have side mirrors, and this one does not. And he went and he made them out of, what was it that he made them out of? I want to say like plastic sprue or something like that. Like, it looked really good, but I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to get into that. Besides, this is like a death race. Like, you don't need side mirrors in a death race. They just get in the way of all the guns that you're carrying. But that was pretty cool that he did that. Pretty neat. I'm going to go ahead and remove that. We can add that in later. A couple grooves here. Groovy. That looks pretty good. We're still going to do some highlights on the engine, but that's just like with the base color there. I think that's about it. It's kind of minimalist. Okay, we'll wait for that to dry. All right, let's get the other metallic colors on here. And then we can do weathering. And we're basically done with this thing other than sealing it. I mean, it's really pretty simple build. All we did is added the bazooka to it. I'm not putting any armor or anything on the windows. It looks just fine the way it is. I'd look really good when it's weathered. Always seems to. All right, let's go up one, which we already did that one. Let's go ahead and go up to Iron Breaker, I believe is what this one's called. Yeah. Got a little mixing ball in there, make things a little easier. Okay. And you know what? Maybe just a little bit around this exhaust as well. And make these little exhaust pipes pop a little bit. Happy Saturday, folks. Probably my favorite day of the year. Things are open and pretty much a day off. Day of the year. Day of the week. Day of the week. All right. I think we're ready to weather. Let's see where that takes us. want to finish this truck and then give out and about. So of course the three colors here: chocolate brown, U.S. field drab, and Iraqi sand. Bam, bam, bam. Yeah, this one's good. Now there's no mud guards on this thing. So if this goes to some kind of a dirty environment, it's going to spit this stuff up all over it, including on the bottom, including on the big wheel. Got some stuff coming in the mail. Nothing great, but I do like to show you guys when I get stuff hobby related. Including an eBay bid that I won for $1.06. $1.06, plus, $5 shipping or whatever. So for just over $6, it's hard to find good deals on eBay. I just basically got something nobody wanted. Nobody wanted any part of that. Nobody wanted any part of that. Dry brush some of this on the edges. And we'll do it on this as well. Yeah, it definitely looks like a surface-to-air missile, but it'd be way out of scale too if it was. Okay, last one's Iraqi sand. I'm not even going to rinse it out. Man, it started off as a foggy, rainy day, and it's beautiful out there. Get almost all of this off. We don't want, this is the last step, and we don't want this to be too dirty. I need to sit down and make these cards for these vehicles because I got I think over a dozen without cards. Actually kind of hoping this truck wasn't actually red, because I already have a red truck. But, you know, I want all these graphics because it just makes it look different. Loud and obnoxious looking. All right. Now I think what we got to do is drippings, and then we're done. La troca complete. Okay, we need to get mid-brown, light tone, and the third one, soft tone. La troca complete. Yeah, this is kind of a cool rocket launcher. I got this and I'm like, oh yeah, this is neat. By Creepy Hero Studios. I hope those folks are. I hope the folks, these folks I bought things from on Etsy are doing a good job. I mean, I hope they're, you know, it's viable, a viable business for them. You know. All right, so we're going to have some drippings here. They're going to go. Oh, we need to go darker than that. That are going to go, say, around this fuel tank, the gas tank lid. Man, the fact that these are water cleanup is huge in my book. Well, we have a boo-boo that we made. We missed putting dark tone around this door handle. Let's do that now. Okay, I don't know that there's a whole lot left to do on this thing. It's a pretty easy build. I think I wanted to put red on this little screen on here. I might even do green. The green honestly sounds a little bit better. Let's try that and see how that works. And a little bit of black. And then we'll go out and do our daily stuff that we need to do. There you go. I guess it's got some kind of a screen there or something like that. This thing's pretty much gone. Done. Gone. It's pretty much gone, yeah. All right, folks. Let's see. Let's get you guys a close-up. Why not? Hey. Now, it isn't clear-coated and flat, so it's going to look a little bit better. And no, that's not the Ford logo on the back. That's the little grabby handle thing. Yeah, so this is La Troca. And go along with all the other Mexican lowrider things. And now we got quite a few. What is that? 7 now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, yep, 7. All right, folks. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you. See you guys on the next one. Bye-bye.